Hello dear friends, we will talk about the so-called pillars of Islam today. I have also written that on ourbeacon.com, Dr. Shabbir's blog. The term pillars of Islam, which would be translated in Arabic into IMAAD-il-ISLAM, IMAAD means pillar, or if we say the pillars of Deen, then it would be IMAAD-il-Deen. None of these terms is found in the Qur'an at all. It was fabricated by the so-called Imam Bukhari 250 years after the exalted Prophet. He said, AL-BINA-IL-ISLAM ALA KHAMS. You see that? The sentence is grammatically incorrect and textually incomplete. I am sure his hand was trembling when he wrote it and his heart was trembling. Al-Bina-ul-Islam ala Khams. The foundation of Islam is on 5. Then he goes to recount them. He mentions what they are. The first of all is faith. The second is praying 5 times a day. The third one is poor due once a year, according to him. The fourth one, fasting in the month of Ramadan. And finally, the ritualistic Hajj. Now, all these 5 things are mentioned in the Quran, yes. Today they have been reduced to mere rituals, although they do have high objectives. Unfortunately, these are not the only things mentioned in the Quran. There are some glorious teachings in the Quran which deserve to be called pillars, if at all. And they are 2. I am not making them up. They are given in the Quran very succinctly, very clearly and repeatedly. The first one is guarding human rights. And the second one, benefiting all humanity. We'll show you in a few moments the verses where you can see them. A few verses, of course. The total number is too much to mention on this short video. One thing to be noticed is that the pillars of Islam among the Shia sect are quite different. Let's see what they say. According to them, the first pillar is Tawheed, which is monotheism. The second one is Adl, or justice. The third one is prophethood. The fourth one is Imamate, or Imamat, meaning that one must believe in the 12 Imams of their belief. The last one, by the way, is still hiding in a cave in Iraq, and according to many of our Shia brothers and sisters, and according to their authentic books, the best action of a Muslim is to wait for the advent of the last Imam, Mahdi Akhirul Zaman. Like Jesus Christ, Mahdi is not going to come. I can assure you, on the authority of the Quran, I have written books on that, and you can find the details on my website. Now, let's see what the real pillars are. Surah 19, verse 86. I'll only quote the relevant parts. And drive the violators of human rights to hell as a thirsty herd is driven to a well. Surah 13, verse 17. Look at that very carefully. It talks about the foam on the oceans. It talks about the foam formed when metals are melted for different crafts, and the foam that comes on the surface is just wiped off. It's of no use. And in the end, Allah says, God says that these are the allegories for you to understand the real existence on earth is of that which is of benefit to humanity. What a great admonition. If we are benefiting people during our lifetime on this earth, then we are living a good life. That's the life of a Muslim, life of a good human being. Otherwise, our life is in vain. Now, looking at 2074, Surah 20, verse 74, it says, people will be admitting before their Lord that they used to violate human rights, and that's why they are being sent to hell. Also look at 14:17 and 87:13. Then Surah 20, verse 111. Now it says, the violators of human rights will be undone. 22:45. That many townships in history were destroyed just because they used to oppress the weak and violate human rights. 29:69 clearly states that God is with Muhsinin. Muhsinin means those people who benefit all mankind, regardless of color, creed, geography, or anything else, just and due to the bond of humanity. So these are the real pillars of Islam, and the others which I mentioned, which the Sunnis believe in and the Shias believe in, are nothing but fabrications. Please keep that in mind and let Islam rise to its glory that it is meant to be. May God bless you. Thank you very much.